Amy Hennig has returned to Star Wars. This comes from Polygon. A new Star Wars game is in development at Skydance New Media, the interactive studio founded in 2019 by game director Amy Hennig. Lucasfilm Games and Skydance announced Tuesday its return to the Star Wars franchise for Hennig, who had previously worked with the franchise at EA's Visceral Games on an ambitious but ultimately canceled project in a galaxy set far, far away.
Do you remember this?
Which,
You remember seeing that?
well, two things. Visceral Games is no longer, it doesn't exist
Yeah, I
anymore.
know. EA said,
Yep.
Old Yeller did.
Which, like, everyone was pissed about.
Yeah.
Because everyone fucking loved Visceral Games.
Yeah.
2, was this the Star Wars 1313?
This was Star Wars Ragtag, which was
What the hell was Star Wars Ragtag?
Indiana Jones inspired Star Wars game. It was like a treasure hunting game in Star Wars. There was footage.
How do I not remember this?
And there's concept art. I don't remember it. I didn't remember it a lot either until I saw some stuff. And then I listened to another podcast where they were really talking about like some more details of it. And there's a lot of concept art for this game out, like a lot of it, and it looked cool.
Read this next point while I look at whatever this is.
So Skydance New Media describes its new untitled Star Wars project as a richly cinematic action-adventure game featuring an original story, but did not reveal specifics. No title, release date, or platforms were announced. Quote, I've often described how seeing Star Wars in 1977 essentially rewired my 12-year-old brain, shaping my creative life and future indelibly, Hennig said in a news release. I'm elated to be working with Lucasfilm again to tell interactive stories in a galaxy that I love. Does any of that concept art look familiar to you?
Concept art looks very familiar. I remember this. I just don't remember it getting the codename Ragtag. Or the
me neither.
Ragtag. I just thought it was like EA. I thought it was the Star Wars RPG, the Star Wars open world RPG.
That was 1313, right?
I think no. 1313 was
the
a story-driven bounty hunter one that was kind of like an Uncharted but Star Wars.
Oh, maybe this was like. Well, why did I say Indiana Jones then? Maybe it is Uncharted. I don't know. I was listening to something and they compared it.
Star Wars 1313 was the gameplay demo where they're like in 1313 there was the big cylinder and they were on this like the ship or and they were there's like a corridor and it was very much
very Judge Dredd looking.
Very Judge Dredd looking, but it was a cover shooter like Uncharted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this was something new. But according to a Tuesday's news release, Skydance Media has since grown to include developers and artists with decades of AAA experience in action and adventure gaming, as well as a diverse team of creative consultants from the worlds of film, television, games, and comics. What's next?
Skydance New Media announced its first project, an untitled Marvel game, last fall. Hennig and team described that project as a narrative-driven, blockbuster action-adventure game featuring a completely original story and take on the Marvel Universe. Kind of exciting. Hennig's untitled Star Wars game joins at least 5 others in development with Lucasfilm Games. I don't know why I divided it like that. Those projects include Quantic Dream's Star Wars Eclipse, an open-world Star Wars adventure from Ubisoft's Massive Entertainment, and 3 games from Respawn Entertainment, a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, a new first-person shooter, and a strategy game co-developed with BitReactor, a studio founded by former XCOM devs.
Yeah, so a lot of Star Wars games. This did not mention KOTOR.
It did not mention KOTOR, which means that
different developer though.
Different developer. Which does that mean it's not Lucasfilm Games?
I guess not. Who's doing it?
That's odd.
Aspire? Aspire's doing it.
Aspire is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm sure there's a deal there. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Okay, James, the question I have for you right now is, what do you want this Star Wars game to be? Here's all the only details we have. Richly cinematic, action-adventure game with an original story. Those are the 3 details we have.
Sounds like Star Wars 1313, baby.
It sounds like Star Wars 1313, but I don't think it is. I think we're getting something new. Could be anything.
What era do you want it to be in?
Post Order 66, obviously. No, we already have that for Fallen Order, so it could be. I want it in the High Republic era.
Oh, because we are getting other High Republic media, huh?
High Republic is in full swing right now, baby. The trilogy of the books just finished. The last one got released recently. And that's all canon stuff. We have obviously the Knights of the Old Republic remake that's happening, but I'm talking something different than that. Like
But I'm saying, isn't there High Republic like digital media that's coming out soon? Like they've slated either a show or content
No,
for it?
there's rumors of a show being set in the High
Uh-huh.
Republic because there's a untitled Star Wars Disney Plus show that's happening, and
Mm,
it seems like from its description it could potentially be High Republic, but there's no uh, confirmed thing yet. I remember we did talk about that. I think.
yeah, so on that note, I think High Republic is a good area to start to break into because I think we've just had this oversaturated universe of these 9 movies and everything that could happen in there regarding to like the core storyline. So I think it would be nice to branch out and have some really, 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 and when I say original, I don't mean like just an original character within this very familiar universe. I mean
Yeah,
an original story on an original planet that we haven't seen before that has its own unique culture and things like that while maintaining a lot of like Star Wars, like very much like the Force and all the sort of
yeah,
mystical things regarding that. So um I'm excited because I wanted Star Wars 1313 so bad. I hope that it's not a Jedi game
yeah. Well, yeah. I could take or leave a Jedi game. I just
because we have Fallen Order and Fallen Order
yeah.
2, which is supposed to come out this year.
You know what? Give me another one where we play as an Imperial or someone bad. It's been a
Yeah.
while since we've played as a bad guy.
I still want a
Had a
bounty
story.
hunter game. I want
Yeah,
1313 because it was a bounty hunter game.
I'm sure that's happening eventually.
It's got to.
Or like, oh baby, redo Force Unleashed and make it canon.
No,
Do a canon
we
Force
don't need
Unleashed.
it. We don't need it.
It's so good. It's
We
so
don't need
good.
it.
Also, another thing, I think there are some really cool things that could be done in video games if it was in the High Republic. In the book I'm reading right now, there's a scene where they call upon Jedis on different planets to stop this giant ship from crashing into this literal planet, and
Hmm.
everybody's like praying to the Force basically, and it's like the most epic moment. They're all like yelling and screaming like their clothes are ripping off them as they're using the Force from like different
Whoa.
planets, and like oh, it's so badass. I'm like they could do some sweet stuff with games of that, like super powerful. Like I don't know, could be awesome.
Huh.
That's all. That's
All
all.
right. It's kind of awesome.
That's it's kind of
Guys, thank you
awesome.
so much for watching. If you want to watch the whole podcast, become a member here on YouTube or listen to the whole thing for free on the audio platform of your choosing.
Yep, yep.
Vincent, say anything you wanted to?
That's it.
All right.